they want that too. And I recently just had, and I still check in with the deaf community about me doing it, even because I'm like, I never want it to be a gimmick. I want it to be something that is appropriate, and they all support me doing it.
Yeah.
And I recently got definite confirmation that it's good, because I had a deaf guy come in. He drove 2.5 hours to come see me perform. And when I asked him, you know, kind of like, why are you here? And he said, because of you, because I knew it would be an accessible performance.
So he wanted to go see a stripper that he could connect with on a different
and understand
level.
what music was being played, and have access to it. And I was like losing it in the back room because I was so excited, and I performed so hard for him because I wanted him to have that experience that so many people take for granted, of having access to this, to the, you know, the music is a huge part of it. And so I'll sign and strip at the same time. And yeah, it meant a lot to him, and he made a huge effort to come out and see me do
That's
it
incredible.
because he knew I was going to be there, and it was very reassuring and validating.
I didn't know that. You never told me that.
Yeah,
that's really incredible.
Really cool. It happened recently.
When did that? Okay, before the shutdown.
Yeah, before the shutdown, maybe like a month before the shutdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tight.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Wow. So one of the things that I noticed that Caroline does when you're like signing, I noticed pretty early on that you make a lot of like facial movements, and that it's almost like you're saying the words, but you can tell that you're not saying the words. So can you tell people like what is that about when we're watching people do sign language? What's happening with the mouth simultaneously with the hands?
Sure, of course. So a lot of people assume sign language is just hands. It's also your body language and your face. So there's mouth movements that match the sign that you're saying. So for example, large, if you're saying something's very big or large, you don't mouth large. You do the sign and you mouth cha, cha. So you go cha, something's cha. So I'm not always mouthing the words. I'm actually doing a mouth movement to match the sign that I'm saying. So when you learn sign language and you get really into it, you learn that it is not just hand movement. It is just as important for your facial expression. It's the difference between a statement and a question is in your facial expression, not in your hand movement.
Like eyebrows raised?
100%.
And the head tilt to the side?
100%.
Okay.
So if I'm telling you something, if I say, we're going to have dinner at 6, I'm telling you. Okay. If I say, we're going to have dinner at 6, I'm asking you.
Your face is different.
But I signed the exact same thing.
You signed the same thing, but her face was, if for those of you who are listening, her brow was slightly furrowed and her head was slightly tilted like a little puppy. Little puppy dog. Yeah. Got it. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Tight.
So that's why sometimes you'll see me mouth things on stage. It's because I'm mouthing not always the words, but what mouth movement goes with the sign that I'm saying.
Sick. That's sick. So you are an interpreter for Angel from the
Angel Theory, yeah.
Angel Theory from Walking Dead.
Yes.
What's that experience been like? Because she's pretty famous, right? I don't look at her that
awesome.
way.
She's awesome. She's
pretty famous, right?
She is.
She just seems like a little buddy, you know?
Yeah.
She comes down, I don't even notice how famous she is.
She's super famous.
But Walking Dead is like massively huge, right?
Huge.
Yeah. I don't watch it.
Yeah, she's huge. I only watch it with her because I get scared easily. But she'll be like, "It's fine. They were just had a cigarette break like before that scene." But she's amazing. She's younger. She's unbelievably talented. One of the best actors. Like just so talented. And we have so much fun because she's a dancer as well. So because I sign and dance music in my interpretation, we bonded really quickly. We were hired for the same. We were both performing at an event where we were dancing and signing. And so she quickly realized this is so cool because I can interpret a song well for her, and we just vibe in the dancer aspect. Yeah. And also she wanted someone younger and like more fun to be on set with her than feeling like a mom was following her around. Right. She's younger. She's like 20, so she wanted to feel cool still on set.
Yeah. Like a hot chick walking around.
But her and I are family. I love Angel so much.
Yeah, that's really tight.
Yeah.
You've also interpreted for some celebrities on stage. Just list it out. Just give us a list. Come on. Tell us how cool you
are. Cardi B, Nelly, Toby Keith, Randy Houser. There's more. My brain's blanking. There's other ones. I'll get to it. I can't remember.
What genre of music?
So I specialize in hip hop and rap. is definitely my specialty. So that's the most fun.
Yeah, your videos of you dancing to hip hop and rap are just like so sick because it almost doesn't look like sign language. It almost looks like some crazy style of dance that's like really intricate and difficult to learn, right? And you also dance with Shaheem, that's right. Yeah. Amazing, talented, so talented.
So talented. So Shaheem is also a deaf dancer who memorizes the music, feels the vibrations. We'll have cues in our videos where I give him a cue to when it starts or when a certain part starts. And we've done a lot of stuff together. So we've performed at Life is Beautiful, which is that festival. We've performed for Zappos. We've done, we were in an LG commercial together, LG Mobile commercial together. Mm-hmm. We did the, CL, this is another one. CL, the K-pop star. CL, if you are into K-pop.
I'm not into K-pop.
We were both in a music video for her.
Tight.
Which was really great and super fun.
Wow. So, like, I don't know. For me, when I see the stuff that you're doing, I feel like you're definitely changing lives and that you're, like, making a difference for a large community that never had access to seeing and hearing music the way they do when they watch you.
I think I come from a place where this is how it started. So when I was at Gallaudet in the grad school, right?
Say it. Gallaudet. Thank you. Yeah, got it.
I speak really fast sometimes.
It's fine. I just wanted to make sure that we all understood. I have no idea. Like Gallaudet?
When I was at Gallaudet, I would go dance on the weekends, and my deaf people in my program would come see me go dance, and I would start signing the music. And every time they were like, we love the way you do it. I finally understand the song because of how you're signing it, things like that.
Okay.
So I realized, this is something that's kind of a thing for me. And then I also realized very quickly over time that people focus on deaf people having access to academics, emergencies. You know, right now with all the coronavirus stuff, right? You see an interpreter on the side. But they forget about things that are cultural or art-based. So deaf people want to know about Drake too. Deaf people want to know about comedy things as well. Deaf people want to know, and because ASL, American Sign Language, is grammatically more like Spanish, while closed captions are definitely a huge help, it is not the same as having an interpreter. So when I realized that this was a niche for me, I just have made it now my mission in life to make sure that media, culture, art, things that people forget about are stripping are accessible to deaf people as well, because they deserve all the access to everything.
Right, they're human beings.
They're human beings,
the rest of us.
And they want it too.
Yeah, so you're the type, you have experience in this community which is forgotten about, excluded in certain ways. What's the other word I'm looking for? There's just misconceptions. Example, we had a meeting with our landlords about a week and a half ago. And one of when it came up what Caroline does for work, they, and this may be a cultural thing, they're from Israel. So, I don't know if it's a cultural thing or not, but they were shocked to learn that there is such thing as actors that are deaf. Like,
they couldn't believe it, yeah.
And I don't know if they were faking it because they thought they were being cute and they were trying to connect, or if, oh my God, what if they're listening to this podcast right now?
Well, hi. Yes, there are deaf actors.
Anyways.
Don't be stupid.
The point is, they were like shocked that and then I was sitting there thinking like, do people not understand that deaf people actually also like lead pretty semi-normal lives? And so there's misconception there. And I guess the point I'm getting at is you work in an industry, in the stripping industry, where there's tons of misconceptions about the types of people that we are. And then you're in the deaf community where, first of all, when you call them deaf, people think that you're being, what's the word? Offensive, and you're not. That's, and that's
actually the politically correct term.
Right. That's a misconception. There's a misconception that they don't want to be sexual. And like you were just talking about. So what do you think how those two things like kind of correlate with each other, and like what your experience being a deaf immersed stripper.
Yeah.
What's that like?
You know, that's a great question. Honestly, I've always been the person outside of the box, right? I've always been the new kid, or the only white person in a situation, or the only, which is good for people. White people, you should do that more as people. Side note.
No, it's fine.
Tangent. But I've always sort of been the odd one out in situations, so it doesn't make me uncomfortable to be in that space. And I never intended on merging the two. That was never an intention of mine. Mm-hmm. It all just happened very naturally, and just based off my difference started coming. So I'm like, oh, of course, we'll make it accessible.
Sure.
But I do find a lot of times there's definitely frustrating moments for me on both sides, where people are either shocked from, it's more that people are shocked from the dancing community that I also do sign language, or that I also have a master's degree. Like if someone sees me dance, and they'll ask, I have a tattoo from my grad school on my thigh, and all the time someone says, what is that? And I say, oh, it's a statue at my grad school. Every time, without fail, 100% of the time, someone goes, she went to grad school? Where the deaf community is much more open-minded. So when I tell the deaf community that I dance, they're excited, and I don't have those same misconceptions or misunderstandings. And then the other thing I get while dancing and signing is I'll get hearing people assume that I'm deaf, which I'm never trying to appear deaf in anything ever. And then they'll try to mimic sign language at me or things like that.
Oh my God, are you kidding? That's so offensive.
So offensive.
Oh my
extremely offensive.
God.
Don't fucking do that.
Oh my God, I want to punch someone in the face.
Don't fucking do that. Also, I'm gonna do a little PSA on here as well, because people just don't know, and it's okay.
Okay.
The term hearing impaired, while you have seen it on the back of DVDs, or you have seen it as to the deaf community, it is offensive as fuck. As an interpreter, when I have to sign that, it makes me cringe and it hurts my soul. It was a phrase that hearing people gave to deaf people without asking them.
Of course.
So deaf people will have a little clapback. When deaf people put out a video in sign language, they'll say closed captions for the signing impaired.
What?
So don't fucking use that word. Use deaf. It is. I know it seems like it feels funny to you or whatever. Deaf is the appropriate term. It's the politically correct term. It's the culturally correct term. You will never offend someone by calling them deaf.